Welcome back everyone to Master Game Design, Unreal Engine 5 Stylized Environment and Third-Person Blueprint course. In the last lesson we left ourselves off with the overall design and shape of this type of a massive mansion looking house. And now we're going to go ahead and continue on with this design and make sure that it looks quite nice overall. We're going to make sure we add a couple of detail in regards to this section. First things first that I realize is going to be this gap over here. I'm just going to extend this real quick, just a little bit. It's not going to affect it too much, the overall pattern, but it's just going to hide that gap off to the side. And I might just move it a little bit to the side like so. There we go, looks much better. Okay, so the next thing is going to be this window over here. We don't need it, we can get rid of it. Then we can grab one of the roofs and probably mash it to the side a little bit. I'm going to make sure that it's quite a bit smaller. Actually, I grabbed the entire house. I'm going to click Ctrl Z and just undo that. And I'm just going to grab this roof over here. Going to hold Alt and make use of it in order to just put it off to the side. Make sure that there's no overlapping over here. So I'm just going to squish it by quite a bit, like so. Just making sure that there's no gap on this corner since I didn't quite like it. This section over here, let's see what we can do about this. Seems like there was a bit of a duplicate. Or actually, I just need to probably remove just the top section quite a bit. So I'm going to hit Shift G to ungroup it. Going to just delete this part like so and grab all of these pillars and just probably squish it down quite a bit. Yeah, I think I'll just grab these pillars over here, push it down like so. Going to be quite alright. These ones are definitely not in the right place. Let me just go get rid of it. This section window is not going to be needed. I like to get like a sort of an entrance over here since we do lack a lot of those. And this is not going to be a playable area, but we can go ahead and still set it up if we have like a sort of a overview, or maybe there would be like a path over here. We could perhaps make use out of it. We just want to basically avoid this empty looking plain walls over here. And I just realized we have some of the assets over here on the side. We can probably go ahead and delete them now. So I'm just going to go ahead and select them both. I'm going to go ahead and apply to all, delete. Since it was grouped up, it was giving me that sort of a look. So now we're going to go ahead and click Shift G, delete this window. After selecting it, we're going to find a door. So just real quick, I'm going to find a door that's actually more fitting for this section. I don't want to use the same door actually, and I might use another one. Maybe something like this one over here, but this looks like more of an outside door or a balcony door, so I don't quite like this. Actually, I will change this door over here to this balcony door. I think it would look quite nice over here. And grab this door, and this way we have some variation basically. And yeah, this looks much better to the outside door. But now it's overlapping, so I could either make this a little bit smaller, which I think I will do. Or the alternative way would be to just make sure that we lower this entire section a little bit down even more, which I'm not going to do that actually. So yeah, now we have nicer variation for the doors looking from this section over here. And we need to grab some staircases. I'm going to go ahead and see what kind of staircases we have. I'll grab probably both of these and see what they look like in regards to their heights. Going to hold Alt, put it off to the side, and now we have them with the staircases. They have these railings separate, so just keep that in mind. And we're going to see what we can do with this. I'm going to check with the higher one, see if it's the right height. And I think that's the one we're going to use. Actually, let's go ahead and delete the lower one like so. The high one, we're going to go ahead and actually flip it around, select them both, and just flip them off like that to a scale of -1, just like that. And now we're going to just place it off to the side, maybe lower it down. Since we're pushing it into the ground, we're not really worried about it as much. Something like this, and maybe the door can be a little bit more to the side. Just like that. I think that's going to be quite alright. Like so. Alright, so we got ourselves a nice staircase. We're not worried about the staircase not being overlapping. I'm actually just going to hold Alt and just duplicate the staircase to the side. So this entire thing would be nicely overlapping. Just like that. Although it looks like it looks a little bit different to the color of the side. I'm wondering it's because of the shadow. I'm just going to flip this back to a value of 1. And there you go. It actually works out quite alright. So yeah, just flipped it around. For some reason, the color variance to the side. Oh, it's because this was giving off a bit of an extra ambient occlusion or whatnot, so it looked like a bit of a different color, but that's alright. We're able to fix that. So now this section over here, we can help us break it down with one of those roof covers. They're called canopy. So let's just go ahead and grab one of them. I'm not sure which one to grab actually. I'll grab one of them and see how it works. In regards to the setup, something like this perhaps. Put it off to the side, grab some columns to support it. Or actually, not sure if it's going to be... Yeah, it might be looking quite alright. Let's go ahead and test it out. If we can just lower this down and see if these pillars will work out. And I think they are working out quite well actually. I quite like this design. And actually, we need to make sure that it doesn't go outside of this. So I'm going to grab this entire section, going to just move it a little bit to the back, like so. And this might look a little bit better. Like that. Going to select these, hold Alt, bring them up, like so, over here. Just like that. And there we go, we got ourselves a nice looking cover over in this end. This section over here has literally nothing in regarding to the setup. I might just add a railing to help us out in regards to this section. We don't need to have like a sort of an entrance over here or anything of that sort. I think that's going to be quite alright. Or I might even just lower this entire balcony a little bit. Might do. I'm not quite sure. I think we're going to... yeah, we want to at least avoid this wall being just kind of one single wall. So I'm going to bring it inwards a little bit just to help us break down this kind of a surface over like so. And yeah, we can actually go ahead and leave it as is. The only thing that we need to be worried about is going to be the base over here. I'm going to go ahead and hit Shift G to ungroup this. I'm going to select this platform over here, and I'm just going to lower one down just so we could have it like so. Going to lower another one down, and we got ourselves a nice base basically. And there is this section over here which we could fix with landscape itself, or alternatively I'm just going to go ahead and fix it just like I did previously over here. Bring it downwards like so. Section can be just pushed downwards. I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit. It doesn't really matter too much. Although this corner over here might need to be fixed a little bit. So let me just go ahead and do that. Going to grab this one over here. Bring it outwards. Like so. Something like that. I think that's going to look quite okay. Like so. Alright, so this section over here needs to be had some support. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to look quite alright in such a chunky block to be just opened like that. So let me just go ahead and fix that up. I'm going to grab one of the columns, going to grab maybe one of the more basic ones and just put it off to the side, just like that. I do want this to be completely perfectly diagonal, 45 degrees instead of 40 degrees. So what I will do is just I'll change the angle to 15, and this way we're able to change this 45 degrees, and that's going to look like a perfect diagonal type of a setup. Going to just set up a couple like those, like this, in regards to the supports, and that works out quite well for this area. For this section over here, I don't like this landscape being like so. We're going to be having in the future some sand and some tiles for the city, and that's not going to look structurally sound. We can't really have those vertical degrees within the landscape itself, mainly because it just has somewhat of a poor resolution. As you can see over here, it just doesn't quite work when it comes to very steep edges. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to grab some from the harbor, some of these from the harbor, since I quite like them actually, make use out of them. I'm going to hold Alt, put them off to the side like so, and just kind of build up a nice section, block off the path over here, just like that. And for this area, I might need to grab a basic block itself. That's going to be quite alright. Like so. I'm going to select all of them actually and just bring them upwards a little bit, just like that. a little bit more. There you go. And I will try to actually combine them like so. See how this would look like. Might look quite alright. I was worried that it's not going to look quite as nice, but I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to select this wall actually and just close in this gap before we forget. Let me just go ahead and do that. Go, changing it to 90 degrees and putting it off to the side, holding Alt, attaching it one to another, just like that. It looks quite alright. Okay, this area is not going to be able to be walked through, so I think it's going to be quite alright to just keep it as this. I do want maybe like a wider area for the stairs, like so. It's going to be quite okay. But I don't want the player to be going to this section, so I'm not going to be worried about this too much. This section over here, I'm going to find a nice window to use. So let's just go ahead and do that. Going to actually just go ahead and search for windows. Going to just replace one of it like so. And yeah, that's quite simple and easy to replace. Maybe I'll just bring it inwards a little bit like so. That looks quite nice. Although I need to be just a little bit more to the side like that, more centered. And yeah, I think we'll need to spend one more lesson in regards to just playing around with this overall shape, making sure that everything looks refined to this overall selection. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.